Hello friends, welcome back to a very special video. Friends, my hands were literally shaking. That's what I remember most about my first week as probationary officer in a scale 4 branch. A customer had just walked in with a garnishee order and I had absolutely no idea what to do. What about my theoretical or induction training? Well, that proved to be useless. And what about senior officers? They were in fact too busy to help. And what about regional office? Friends, their reply was simple. Figure it out yourself. And there I was, a banking graduate with decent marks completely frozen when faced with my first real-world banking challenge. Does this sound familiar? Well, if you are a banker who has ever felt that anxiety when faced with a complex banking situation, or if you have ever worried that one wrong decision could lead to a show cause notice, disciplinary action, suspension, or even worse. Not only this, if you have ever wished that you had a trusted mentor who could guide you through the real challenges that no textbook ever prepared you for, then what I am about to share you today could literally save your career. Friends, here's the brutal truth about banking today. The banking industry is setting you up to fail. Friends, think about it what I have just said very carefully. You are getting promoted faster than ever before, but receiving less real-world training than previous generations. Regulatory oversight is also tighter than ever. One mistake can trigger audit red flags, show cause notices, disciplinary actions, or even suspension or loss of complete retirement corpus. That is your pension in short. And when you call your zonal office or regional office for guidance, well, good luck getting a clear answer. Here's what's really happening. Thousands of talented banking professionals are getting blindsided by situations they never saw coming, like fraudulent collateral pledges that slip past their analysis, or nomination disputes that turn into legal nightmares, or deceased account settlements that violate compliance, or working capital assessments that expose them to credit risk, or even locker operations that trigger customer complaints. And the worst part is, these are not advanced scenarios. These are day-to-day banking realities that every banker encounters. Yet most bankers are flying blind, making decisions based on incomplete knowledge, outdated manuals, and hoping for the best. Friends, let me present you a picture of what all this really cost. First is the career cost. Now here you will find show cause notices that stay on your record, disciplinary actions that block promotions, audit observations that question your competence, or even stress and anxiety that makes your going to the bank a nightmare. Then next is the financial cost, which is represented by missed promotion due to lack of confidence, potential salary loss from suspensions, and also years of delayed career growth. And finally, you have the biggest of them all, that is the personal cost, where you face sleepless nights worrying about decisions you made. Then there is constant fear of making the wrong choice, loss of respect from colleagues and customers, and lastly burnout from feeling overwhelmed and unsupported. But here's what really breaks my heart. You are not failing because you are not smart enough. You are not failing because you don't care. Also, you are not failing because you don't care. And you are also not failing because the system never gave you the right tools. Friends, the banking education is still stuck in the 1990s, teaching theory while the real world demands practical decision-making skills. But what if there was another way? What if you could handle every challenging banking situation with the confidence of a 20-year veteran? What if you never again had to panic when faced with complex credit analysis, compliance issues, or operational challenges? What if you could prevent the mistakes that led to disciplinary actions before they happen? Friends, hear what I discovered. The difference between struggling bankers and fearless banking leaders is not intelligence, education, or even experience. It's the exposure to real-world scenarios with guided solutions. The best bankers don't just know banking theory, they have seen it all before. And more importantly, they know exactly what to do when faced with complex situations. Friends, with this, I am introducing you all my latest book, The Fearless Banker, Banking Case Studies and Rationale. This is not just another boring banking textbook filled with outdated theory. This is in fact your personal mentor distilled into 39 practical case studies that cover every critical banking scenario you have ever faced. With the Fearless Banker, you will first boost your decision-making confidence. Now with this, you will walk into your branch every morning knowing how to handle complex credit, compliance, and operational cases without hesitation. In fact, there is no more second guessing. Then next, you will prevent costly career-damaging errors. Friends, in this book, I will show you the common pitfalls that lead to show cause notices and audience and audit queries so that you can spot them and stop them before they happen. Then next, this book will prepare you for leadership and promotion. Friends, stop feeling like an imposter. This book equips you with the real-world insights to handle higher responsibilities like a seasoned veteran, making you the obvious choice for the next promotion. Then next, with the help of this book, become self-sufficient and respected. Friends, after reading the book, you will drastically reduce your reliance on zonal or regional offices for answers. You will have the framework to make sound decisions independently, enhancing your professional image. And last but not the least, ace your audits. Friends, with the help of this book, you can turn audit season from a time of fear into an opportunity to shine. You will learn the tactics to pre-solve the issues and have your branch audit ready always. Friends, you can think of the Fearless Banker book as having a seasoned banking expert sitting right next to you, which is guiding you through the complex credit appraisal scenarios with hidden risk, fraud detection techniques that protects your loan portfolios. Then next is compliance challenges that trips up most officers. Next, this book will also help you to guide customer dispute resolution strategies at the work. You will also learn operational procedures for high-stake situations. Then next, as said before, this book will help you in audit preparation that keeps you audit ready. And last but not the least, legal scenarios involving nominations, settlements, and more. Friends, every case study of this book includes the exact scenario which is based on real banking scenarios. Then next, what most bankers do wrong. Next, in the case study, you will also learn the correct approach and reasoning. Then next is red flags to watch for. Then compliance considerations, and last but not the least, long-term implication of different decisions. Next, friends, why this book is different from everything else. Look, there are plenty of banking books out there, but most of them are written by academics or professors who have never faced a real banking crisis. This book is different because it presents real scenarios, real solutions. Every case study is based on actual banking situations, not theoretical what-ifs. Then next, it is written by a frontline banker. Friends, I have been where you are. I have learned the hard way, so you don't have to. Then next, this book is immediately actionable. You can start applying these insights starting today, no waiting, no additional training required. Next, it covers most common banking scenarios. You will find case studies from credit to operations, from operations to customer service. And last but not the least, this book is relevant for all levels. Friends, whether you are a new PO or clerk, or new branch in charge, or preparing for scenario management, these scenarios apply to your role. Friends, right now you are at a crossroad. You have two paths. Path 1 is close this video, continue hoping that experience will come gradually. Keep crossing your fingers that you won't encounter a situation that you can't handle, and thus risk your career on luck. And then there is second path. Invest on watching this video completely and in cost of this book to become a banker you have always dreamt of. Get the proven frameworks that eliminate guesswork, take control, and finally take control of your banking destiny. Friends, which path aligns with the banker you want to become? The fearless banker who walks into the work or the branch knowing he can handle anything. or the anxious banker who hopes today won't be the last day their luck runs out. Friends, your colleagues won't tell you about their mistakes. Your seniors won't always be available to guide you, and your training manuals won't prepare you for real scenarios. But this book will. So don't wait for disaster to strike. Every day you delay is another day you are vulnerable to making a costly mistake. Every complex situation you face without proper guidance is a roll of dice with your career. The bankers who thrive are the ones who prepare before they need to, while the bankers who struggle are the ones who react after it's too late. Now, which one will you be? So order the Fearless Banker now and protect your career with my 100% risk-free guarantee.